There's a quiet moment that almost everyone experiences, though not everyone talks about it. It usually happens when you're alone, maybe late at night, maybe early in the morning, when the noise fades and you're left with your own thoughts. In that moment, a simple question appears. Am I really doing what I'm capable of? It's not loud, it doesn't demand attention, but it stays there, gently, persistently, waiting for an honest answer. Most people don't fail because they lack intelligence, talent, or opportunity. They drift. They move through days reacting instead of choosing, delaying instead of deciding, hoping instead of building. And over time, that drift turns into distance from the person they once imagined they could become. But here's something important to understand. Your life doesn't change in one dramatic moment. It changes in small, almost invisible decisions you make every day. The decision to wake up when you said you would, the decision to study when you don't feel like it, the decision to keep going when no one is watching. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent when it's inconvenient. Think about a student sitting at a desk staring at a book. There's no excitement, no applause, no immediate reward, just effort, just focus. In that moment, it doesn't feel like anything important is happening. But that is exactly where change begins. Not in the big achievements, but in the quiet commitment to keep showing up. The truth is, motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel inspired, ready to conquer everything. Other days you won't even want to start. If you rely only on motivation, you will stop the moment it disappears. But discipline carries you through those moments. It says, I don't feel like it, but I will do it anyway. And that's where growth lives. A lot of people wait for the perfect time, the perfect mood, the perfect plan, but perfection is a delay disguised as preparation. You don't need everything to be clear before you begin. You need to begin so things can become clearer. Imagine trying to learn something new, maybe a skill, maybe a subject. At first it feels confusing, you make mistakes, you doubt yourself, you wonder if you're even capable. That feeling is not a sign that you should stop. It's a sign that you're stretching beyond what's comfortable, and that's exactly where learning happens. Growth is uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. If everything feels easy, you're probably not challenging yourself enough, and if you avoid difficulty, you avoid progress. The people you admire, the ones who seem confident and successful, they didn't avoid struggle. They went through it, step by step, often quietly, often without recognition. There's also something else that holds people back. Something less obvious, but just as powerful. Fear. Not always fear of failure, but fear of being seen trying. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of what others might think. But think about this carefully. The people you're worried about, they're usually too busy thinking about their own lives, their own insecurities, their own problems. You're holding yourself back for an audience that isn't really watching. And even if they are watching, so what? Every person who has ever achieved something meaningful has been misunderstood at some point. They've been doubted, questioned, sometimes even laughed at. But they didn't let that decide their direction. You shouldn't either. Your path doesn't need approval. It needs commitment. There will be days when progress feels slow. When you work hard and see little result, when it feels like nothing is changing, those are the days that matter the most. Because those are the days that test whether you're serious or just interested. Anyone can work hard when they feel motivated. Very few people continue when it feels pointless. But those few, they create a gap between themselves and everyone else. And that gap grows over time. Education plays a powerful role in this journey, but not just the kind you find in textbooks. Real education is the ability to think, to question, to understand, and to apply. It's not about memorizing information for an exam and forgetting it later. It's about building a mindset that allows you to adapt, to solve problems, and to keep learning long after school is over. If you focus only on grades, you might miss the bigger picture. Grades can open doors, but skills, discipline, and mindset determine what you do once those doors are open. So when you study, don't just aim to pass. Aim to understand. Ask yourself why things work the way they do. Connect ideas, challenge your thinking. That's how you build something that lasts. At the same time, don't underestimate the importance of patience. We live in a world that celebrates quick results, instant success, overnight transformation, but real growth doesn't work like that. It's slow, it's gradual, sometimes it's invisible. You might work for weeks, months, even years before you see significant results. That doesn't mean it's not working. It means the foundation is being built, and strong foundations take time. Think of it like planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it, you take care of it, and you trust the process. Eventually it breaks through the surface. Your efforts work the same way. There's also a moment that comes for everyone, a moment when quitting feels easier than continuing. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're frustrated. Maybe you feel like you're not getting anywhere. In that moment, you have a choice. You can stop and stay where you are, or you can push through and become someone stronger. That choice, repeated over time, shapes your life. Believing in yourself is often misunderstood. It doesn't mean you always feel confident. It doesn't mean you never doubt yourself. It means you choose to act even when doubt is present. It means you trust that your effort will lead somewhere, even if you can't see exactly where yet. Confidence is built through action, not before it. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen that belief. Every time you follow through, even in a small way, you prove to yourself that you are reliable, capable, and disciplined. And those small proofs add up. You don't need to change everything at once. You don't need a complete transformation overnight. Start with one habit, one decision, one step in the right direction, then repeat it. Consistency turns small actions into powerful results. Also, be careful about how you talk to yourself. The voice in your head matters. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough, you start to believe it. And that belief shapes your actions. Instead, speak to yourself with honesty and responsibility. Acknowledge your weaknesses, but don't define yourself by them. Focus on what you can improve, what you can control, what you can do today. Because at the end of the day, your future is not decided by your past. It's shaped by your daily actions. There is no perfect starting point, no perfect version of you waiting to appear before you begin. You start as you are, with what you have, where you are, and that is enough. So the next time that quiet question appears in your mind, am I really doing what I'm capable of? Don't ignore it. Don't push it away. Listen to it. Let it guide you, not with pressure, but with purpose. Because deep down, you already know the answer. You know where you're holding back. You know where you can do better. And you also know that change is possible. Not easy, not quick, but possible. And maybe that's all you need to move forward. A small decision today, a little more effort tomorrow, a bit more discipline the day after that. Slowly, steadily, you begin to close the gap between who you are and who you could become. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll look back and see how far you've come. Not because of one big moment, but because you kept going when it would have been easier to stop. That's what makes the difference. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for motivation to arrive. Start now, start small, but start seriously. Because your future is not something that happens to you. It's something you build.